And we are finally live. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be. I'm Emma, welcome back to Sunless Skies, part 6. Yeah, sorry about the slightly late start. Just life happens, you know. It's about all I can say there. But anyway, everything is good and we are back. And last time, if you were here, you'll remember we joined a cult, joined a racing club at the Royal Society, and got nominated for Parliament. So on today's docket, I think, is going back to the Reach, because a few people have quests there, and also we can go and actually run and see if we can become an MP. I bet we can, we're good at things. We can drive a train. What more do you want from your members of Parliament? Ha! Planning a journey. I get it. Funny joke. And here we are at the Royal Society. Is there anything we can do here before we go? I've already got an invitation of endurance from him, so that's fine. So yes, this is where you can deliver some reports. Exactly, where we're going, we don't need planning. Don't I restocked before we start, because I'm sensible on very frequent occasions. The astronomers, they want permits. Personal is where you trade in favour with them for stuff, like new equipment. And the club is my racing club where I can go and start races, but I don't want to right now because I have other things to be doing. Let's just have a look through our journal first. It's the first stream of the week, so I don't remember things. Our ambition, New Winchester. This... do stuff at Carolyn. My stats are probably still too low to do that reliably, but I'll have a look. Need to go to the Baroness of Hell in London, but that needs a collection of impeccable souls, which I do not have, and the Well of Wolf, which I haven't found. Hostrom Deep to the west-southwest of London, and you need to use your scout to find it. Well, we'll do that at some point. She wants to go to Endurance. They want to go to Endurance. That's in Traitors Wood. That's... I can find some stuff for the company. I might do that at some point. Eagles Empyrean, which is in Eleutheria, so no, not for the time being. Go back to the circus. Go to Aklis, not a clue. Stuff in Carolyn. Go to New Winchester. Stuff in Carolyn. Stuff in Carolyn. Oh, talk to the Clayton Doctor. I need to do that. Stuff in Brabazon. Hours and a permit for the Office of Works. Go to Carolyn for the Horological Office. Okay, Aklis is in Eleutheria. Okay, it's good that we looked for our journal, because at no point did it actually tell us that. R.R. wants to go to Carolyn. Mr. Apples wants Bronzewood and a bunch of sacrifices to Faith's Fall. It's possible. That's going back to the Abbot Horizon. Bring a lot of spare fuel and supplies to the... whatever it's called, the, like, Sea in the Sky by the Abbot Horizon. Go to Brabazon. Go to take 3 permits to the Sun. There's so much. Finding correspondence for the inscribed Tinkerer, must be Mausoleum, or Tracewood, or Pan. Invited to become an MP. Parliamentary seat available in Lustrum. So yes, there's so many things we have to do. What? Okay. When we saved, we were pointing the other direction. I'm glad I noticed it didn't just reverse into a wall. Okay, so yeah, it's this way out. and then... I don't think we need to go to London for anything. So if we just head up from here to Brabazon and thence the relay, we should be good. Seriously, I'm reasonably sure you don't need these many giant turbines. Or maybe you do, I don't know, I'm not a scientist. So yes, welcome back to another week of Emma chugs along in a train and makes bad decisions. And is plagued by ministry ships, although we've done nothing they would object to, so it's not like they're going to attack us. No, Charities Lady, we do not need planning. I swear, whenever I make plans, the plans go wrong. If I don't make plans, they can't go wrong. That's how it works. Premium content, exactly. I know what I'm doing here. Exactly, not making plans increases tension, and everybody loves tension, right? Tension is at the core of a good story. Nope, thought that was the platform entrance, it's not. I can loot something. Oh, it's the Blue Acre again. Yeah, I'll reduce some terror. Yeah, we are further west than I thought we were. Here we go, here's Brabazon, and can I drive over this? Yeah, that's background. Please tell me that's background. Yes, that's background. That is background, good. See tension already? Got a package for you. The last day. A horn blares. As factory doors creak open, those work welders lucky enough to have reached the end of their service blink in the light of freedom. They were young when they first arrived, now their skin is calloused and wrinkled, aged not only by hard labour but the slow burning light of the clockwork sun. Cool. Well, that's a 29% chance of success, and I am a few crews short. So who wants to come work on a train? The now elderly crew shuffle aboard, almost relieved to be given orders. Their bones are brittle, but they'll work hard. Working hard is all they've known in their lifetimes under the lash. Way to make me feel bad about it, game! I have a care package from the Sun. When you explain the nature of your delivery to the overseers, some appropriately downtrodden workers are summoned. The summoned workers are exquisitely downtrodden. The overseers take vocal pride in having gone an extra mile on your behalf, and carefully selected to the most miserable of the bad bunch. The amassed labourers shuffle their feet, apparently expecting a trick. Finally, a filth-faced man steps forward, ducking his head in greeting, and fumbles the package open. He picks out one of the bowtie manuals and stares at it for a while. A series of emotions pass very visibly over his face. Finally, he inclines his head and thanks you without inflection. There you go. We've solved poverty, now you know how to tie a bow tie. Do we want to do a tour of Brabazon while we're here? Do they sell supplies here? No, they sell fuel, and I would be spending supplies if I wanted to give... I think it's supplies the workers want in there. That would make sense, actually, when I say it out loud. Do I have any hours? I'll need some hours for the transit relay. I have tons of them, so okay. In that case, is there anything else for... Nothing to do with Little Niece. That doesn't work. Okay, we're good. To the Reach! Because I came here with a plan for the day, and by God, I'm gonna do it. Oh God, I just said it out loud and realised I'm making plans. This is where the wheels start to come off. I had such a good system and I've ruined it immediately. 16 minutes into the stream and I've turned my back on my principles. Hello, transport workers. You're probably having a terrible day, because that's what transport work is. We have nothing to declare. Travel to the Reach, second class, we have our own hours. And now we get the Stargate. Why does the space train even need wheels? Tradition, that's why. And really, what about London in this makes you think that they wouldn't be wildly dependent on tradition? We're back in the Reach. Remember that music? I do. So, where's nearby? Oh. And that is my reminder that I forgot to mute my notifications, haven't I? It's going so well today. Everything is fine. I am a professional, and I know what I'm doing. This is why you should elect me to Parliament, everyone. There we go. Everything is muted other than the game. I mean, we can stop in Port Prosper because we're here. The Mornington Aberthat span, so we missed that. Anything going on? Anything going on? Let us explore. There's a Lammas Fair! It's Lammastide, everyone! A celebration of the bounty, and what are you doing having Lammas in January? The Horological Office is going to hear about this. A celebration of the bounty and fortune of Port Prosper. There is, an elderly lady whispers surreptitiously, likely to be a tombola. And if you know anything about English people, it's sad but true, we do love a tombola. Yeah, it's a stereotype, but it's entirely accurate. All the sights and sounds of a day at the fair in London. Genuine rubbery lumps sold by the cartful. Icons of mayors past, from Dick Whittington to Sinning Jenny, line the streets. A Ferris wheel offers paying customers the chance to survey the heights of Port Prosper. Side stalls speckle the side streets manned by gamblers and mountebanks. The main streets offer popular games and diversions, watched over by a number of burly guards from the factories. There's an inadvisably big dog. I have a 77% chance of intercepting it. Something large and immodestly fluffy this way comes. People hasten to get out of the way. Perhaps you should stop it? We succeed. A dog of colossal proportions, golden as a lick of pale nectar, comes stampeding through the stalls, crashing into displays, tripping bystanders, menace in the body of a long-tailed, velvet-nosed stuffed toy. You move into the canine's trajectory, arms spread wide. The dog takes it as an invitation to pounce, bowling you over and subsequently half drowning you in slobber. The locals are only too happy for you to lead the animal away, especially after they've discovered that no one knows who he belongs to, where he came from, and why they've tolerated him for so long. We got an inadvisably big dog. We own dog now. And this is the bit where we choose which side of town we're more interested in. Delve into the side streets. Yeah. The side streets are dotted with all manner of licentious activity. Foul, fungal beer pilfered from Ledbetter and Stainmore's Nature Reserve. Wine spiced with stolen minutes that revivify the stomach along with the alcohol. Genuine rubbery lumps, every bit as horrible as memory could craft. There are games of darts, knives, chance, and pin the tail on the parliamentarian. You drink and gamble to excess, to general applause. The East Enders love me. Don't really want to bother the company. Don't really want to do settlers, we have our own job to be doing. Restock on fuel and supplies. Oh god, just when I was clicking between buying and selling there, I was just getting Resident Evil 4. What are you buying? What are you selling? The memes, they have infected me. That's the thing, I get all weird about my navigator having a brain full of fungus with aspirations of travel. But frankly, given the choice between semi-sentient brain fungus and all the memes I have absorbed, it's a tough pick. It's a tough pick. Yes, if I find somewhere to pick bronzewood up, I must remember to get it. Something's exploding repeatedly. It's not promising. Nope, the ambience changed very abruptly there. Wait for the sound next game. Yep, that's a fight I can't be bothered to get involved in. Because every time I decide to get involved in a fight, it usually ends badly for me. I mean, you say those memes are excellent. There, I think, though... What is that noise? I legit do not recognize any of these noises that are happening, and they're slightly unnerving me. Are we going the right way? Yes. And now the unnerving noises have stopped, which is possibly more unnerving. Yes, when you say those memes are excellent, you're probably thinking of the memes I actually share. But there's, like, the memes I am willing to actually put my name behind on the internet are but a tiny fraction of the oceans and oceans of terrible, meaningless memes flooding my brain at all times. Anyway, we made it to Carol. You can cure terror and nightmares. Can you cure memes? Contemplate the statue, lose some terror. Enter the foyer, write a poor report. Anyway, I'm here to investigate your clocks. The clock is running fast. One of the clients spots you looking at it and grabs your arm. No, she begs before being dragged away by a pair of expressionless nurses. No more, please. Your horological office pocket watch affords you access to the port's primary clock, from which others in the area get their time. You unpack your tools to begin. Assorted screwdrivers, brushes, pliers, tweezers, a small bottle of oil, a jeweler's loupe. So we have the choice to correct it or sabotage it, and with our stats, sabotaging would be easier, and also, more importantly, the Royal Horological Office is an arm of the British Empire, so I think not doing what they want is praxis. You make sure of it. A metaphorical wrench here, a literal one there. Shortening that pendulum a fraction of an inch, the port will remain on its local time, independent from London's. As for the pieces left over, you're sure you can find good use for them elsewhere? Yes, so we've lost strength of the sun, which is the kind of stat that represents the kind of power and influence of the Empire, as symbolized by the clockwork sun. Also, there's a soiree. She insisted that it'll do you good. Come on, she says, a fierce gleam behind her spectacles. Oh, we leveled up. See, all the best soirees include a level up. Your aunt, chattering constantly, guides you through the ash-grey stone chambers of Caroline. Eventually, you reach a little door in one of the less travelled backways. Your aunt knocks thrice. The door swings open. A severe, scarred old woman peers out. Bunty! Your aunt cries happily. After a brief introduction, Bunty ushers you inside. You emerge into a room with a high, mirrored ceiling. Its dark-panelled walls are illuminated by dripping crimson candles. Revolutionaries consort with ministry auditors. Devils drink with bright-eyed ministers of the new sequence. A famous Tackety general is highly occupied with a distinguished admiral. What has she brought you to? Do we look for our aunt, or do we mingle? The answer is, of course, we mingle. Networking is always good, I guess. And she can look after herself. You introduce yourselves to... Why did I pluralize that? How many of ourselves are there? You introduce yourself to a... What is this sentence interfacing with my brain? Wow, we found my off switch. You introduce yourself to very many personages, some great and good, most borderline criminal. Everyone seems to believe you already know the rules, so you learn a number of surprising things about the information networks of the High Wilderness. Wow, this is going so well. Most crucially, the extent to which their frequent contact breeds certain mutual understandings. Suddenly, you hear the familiar crunch of boiled sweets at your ear. Your aunt has returned. Her expression is aghast. Let's get out of here. I've learned something about a rendezvous at St. Dunstan's. She refuses to say more here. Anyway, we leveled. Okay, usual tactic. Veils and mirrors are our bottom ones. So, what do we have that'll up both of those? The August Avenues. The bell tolls. The liberation of night, which seems to be very much our speed. You began to hear of a secret sect or philosophy among the most extreme anarchist cells, the liberation of night. The liberation advocated revolt not only on Earth but in heaven. It claimed light was law and that we would only be free in the dark. When a masked fanatic tried to convert you, how did you respond? Our eyes were opened. No one will be free until the stars, greatest of all tyrants, are shaken from their thrones. Existence itself is a chain. Metaphysical anarchy! Yeah! Join the liberation of night. Got our stats up and a new cryptic benefactor. Look at all those 40s. Hello, Presiding Davaless. Did you want anything? No. I do kind of want to find out what this is, and I think I have access to all the places of Caroline, because I have all kinds of problems with my soul. Let's have a look. What penances do I have? So my soul is stained and fermented, and flickering, and clear. Great. We've got deprivation and nothing else. So let's go to the Gaslight Terrace, where we can gain enlightenment. Let's gain enlightenment. No, I said let's gain enlightenment. No, I said let's gain enlightenment. There we go, thank you. A clerk maintains a collection of antique and modern straight-edged implements and has published a monograph on the topic. For the penitent's own good, he's drinking the sort of poison that makes your lips go numb if properly dosed and kills you in minutes, if not. Do you feel any more interesting now? Asks the supervising devil. As for your punishment, it does not spare speaking of. The experience leaves your throat parched. Back to the centre of Caroline. We need to purify ourselves to get into the Bell Garden. Success. There we go. Excellent. So let's go to the Bell Garden. Wait, did we already have deprivation? Is that the one we had? If that's the one... We already have deprivation. Ugh. Okay, well, at least we didn't fail the purification at all, so that's fine, that's fine. Ship's perspective, we need that. We need Ordeal from the Stunted Grove, which we don't have a great chance of. But naturally we nail immediately. This is how my rolls go. A gentleman broke an engagement out of boredom. Till the penitent recovers from this inclination, he's been locked alone in an icy cage, but seems not to mind as much as the devils might have hoped. Supervising Deviless makes notes. Speaking of throat parch, all of that. Good stuff. When I say good, I mean, see, we could donate some of our penitents, but one of them is deprivation, and that would mean getting purified and going back to the Bell Garden. It's a lot of work, and I want to see what this thing is with Presiding Deviless. The Garden of Insatiable Roses. Get a penance of excess. And succeed. Penance of success, more like it. No. A seeker kept a colony of spiders to study and fed them a steady stream of eyeballs. Yes, that's another thing in the formal London universes. We have sorry spiders which drink tears and occasionally eat your eyeballs. That's fun. As a corrective, she's been confined to a shed containing the archived confessions of 270 nuns of St. Guthlac. This is what happens when you ask too many questions, remarks the supervising devil. As for our punishment, etc., etc. Yes, these ones are 5 of a different one. There's a whole trade system going on that you can map out between the different areas of Carolyn, but I'm not going to. The Sand Garden, we haven't been here before. It descends into a tunnel. Carved over the mouth of the tunnel are symbols of death. Skull, flail, a fly on its back. And the air is cold. The sand crunches underfoot. We will not be deterred. Not by fear, not by cold, not by hesitation or anxiety. You have chosen a way forward. That is all. Always forward, never plan. In the pure blackness, you walk into a column of stone. No, more than a column. A divide, where the path goes left and right. You'll have to choose a way without reason. There's nothing here to determine which is best. The devils call this place a garden in jest. It's barren sand under the rest of it's barren sand under the rest of Carolyn, not served by any sunlight. The sand is coarse and itchy, the air dry and over hot. One feels hungry, thirsty, even a bit faint just standing here. The penitents here are mostly fierce, burly types, some of them scarred. One or two look as though they rightfully should be dead. 28% chance, but I could donate a barrel of ours to gain a great deal of endurance penance. That's exciting. Also, there's a penitent ape here. He has collected human souls, and now he is here to cultivate. Can I help? He tells you in a low mutter, this soul was a gambler, but a good one, able to remember odds and figures fast at seeing an opponent's bluff. Took bets where he shouldn't. Calculated the odds of dying in a knife fight, and decided he didn't mind a 10% risk if the pot was large enough. A good soul, but it would be a better one if it could be coaxed post-mortem into a little more sense of mortality. That would make it more poignant. At least, so you gather. The ape does not use words like poignant. You take its meaning. Yes, these are Pentecost apes who are cool. They're apes, but their whole thing is that they trade in souls, and they have this whole society based around the kind of more and better souls you have, the more you're kind of elevated through society and as a person, and they're trying to achieve humanity through just possessing a load of human souls. And again, they need a bunch of the other ones. Anyway, can I have a great deal of endurance? There are ways of not having to wait, like letting someone else wait in your place. A ruthlessly cheerful young woman romanced a tomb colonist. As a corrective, she's been put in the sand up to the neck. Would you say you're feeling more or less conscious of your mortality than you were when you began this program? Asked the supervising devil. Your own punishment passes swiftly. Afterwards, you can't help notice some of it is a little subpar. But the attendant seems happy with the penance you've acquired. For endurance, one indulgence. So does that mean I don't even have to go to the next one? Oh no, it's inescapable truth. Right, okay. Yes, indulgence is kind of a stopgap one. It drives up your overall penance value, but nothing else for it in particular. Visit the Terrace of Glass statue. Yeah, I've read this before, because we did this before. I have no reflection. There are various figures who look familiar, but not one as yourself. They're too tall, or too short, too skinny, or too ill-dressed, or too foppish, or a bit too pleased with themselves. You've nothing in common with any of them. Did we talk to the Grim Penitent before? I feel like we must have. Yes. Oh, yes, the Mirror-bound Penitent, yes. We did see that. Gain a penance for inescapable truth. Here, the devils treat flatterers, the excessively malleable, and those who don't know themselves at all. And we fail. 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 And we succeed! See, it's all perfect! A gentleman could not recognise a reflection, and found mirrors confusing. For the penitent's own good, he's been made to wear a suit of iron armour all day long. The supervising devil makes a few annotations in a note. I love how esoteric all the treatments here are. Treatments, penances, you know, whatever. But that's one of everything. So, Presiding Deviless, is there something I can talk to you about? Provide exquisite insight. Such a dedicated user of Carolyn. Can you help her devise some new horrors for the minds of the unworthy? I bet I can. As she considered, make penitents win one contest after another until they've forgotten what it means to meet an opponent worthy of their skill. Let them exchange perspectives from the top of a mountain. Dizzy them with a crown. Show them the terror of ascendancy, which by 1,000 times exceeds the terror of subordination. Wow, that's a mood. The Deviless writes as fast as you speak. Your grim ideas, she writes in green ink. Your appalling ideas in orange. We've lost all our penances except for those bonus endurance ones we had. But we've gained a Crimson Promise. Apparently we've got 2 of them now. Don't know what they're for. Yeah, and we can't do that again. That's fine. But there's one of the things I can do, because if I go back to the Sand Garden, I can... we want to be deterred. I can trade some more hours for another whole bunch of endurance. Now I have 7, and I can take them to one of the other penitents on the other 2nd tier places. Let's go to the Garden of Insatiable Roses. Do one of these things on the way. Read them all. Approach the Hellish Penitent. Would you like a serving of endurance? If the Deviless has trouble remaining the same for long, perhaps this is the cure. That makes me feel old just looking at it, she says, prodding what you offer with one fingertip. How long did you hang around to get this? The desiccated pennant rolls lopsided across the table. And this is another thing I love they do so often in this is... And not to divert this into being a Blazeball nerd, but it's one of the things that keeps coming up in there, both just stylistically and plot-wise, is the lack of distinction between the physical and the metaphysical. The fact that I can trade penances as literal physical objects. It's just... It's cool, and it lets them kind of blindside your brain a lot. But when she stops jesting long enough to try it, what a change! Her colour changes, her eyes darken from yellow to amber, and then almost to brown. Will the change last? She demands. Can my soul truly be refined now? Across the table, one of the other penitents mutters, Still haven't learned to stop asking questions you don't want answers to. But the Deviless is happy. Got Vision of the Heavens, some XP, and most importantly, processing off our journal. Okay, I think we've spent long enough in Carolyn, and we've gained a short ton of terror, which is great. They sell supplies and nectar here. We have supplies, we don't need nectar. Alright then, so where next? I think it's time to go to Lustrum for the election. Might make more sense if I double back and go up that way. It's weird, it automatically undocks if you press forward, but not if you press backward. Rockford, turn out! Because really, if a game gives you the opportunity to Rockford turn a steam train, why would you not? Am I taking a slightly more annoying route just so I don't run into like 4 scribe spinsters next to a big correspondence rock? You bet your ass I am! The unnerving noise is back. What is splashing? Nothing should be splashing. This is not an environment in which things should splash. Hello? Things that are making splashing noises. Please announce yourselves so I can stay out of your way, but also I need to get past you to last room, assuming you're up here. And I think you are, because I think the noises are getting louder. It's hard to say sometimes. Alternatively, the noises could stop immediately. Immediately? Entirely. That's the word. We have this otherworldly artifact thing again. Do I want to take a stack of nightmares? Spend fuel, or just take more terror? No, let's take the nightmares, sure. There's a Cantankereye. I don't think there's anything at the minute that wants me to hunt a Cantankereye, and it hasn't bothered me, so I won't bother it. That one's probably about to bother me. At which point I will bother it right the hell back. Or, no, it can just swim away. Be free, large space isopod colony. And hello Lustrum, I am here to be your new mayor /MP/king, it's unclear. There's another Cantankereye, it's also elected not to bother me, so cool. Probably because we're already in the denial area of the port. And look at that seamless docking procedure. I can drive a train, y'all. The O'Brien factory, that's new. A busy factory on the outskirts of Lustrum's sprawling shanty town. Here, the Tacketies are hard at work on their own answer to London's new monitor-class locomotives. Security is high, but the project relies on donations of expertise and resources from sympathetic communities. If you wish, you may aid or impede. Left to their own devices, they will eventually finish on their own. Don't want to spend bronze wood, because I need that. 10 crew? No, I am not donating 10 crew. Have fun building your factory. I may help sometime. Not giving you 10 crew, though. Costs 50 sovereigns to stand, is refunded if/when you win. You have a 48% chance. Can I just... This feels like cheesing it. Can I just quickly switch these around for my largest mirrors first? Oh, and I never talked to the clay conductor. Let's talk to the clay conductor while I think. Yes, because we went to see the engraved mourner, and he was like, no. I asked the conductor why he was so rude. A meeting with the engraved mourner clearly did not go well. He's defective. Plain to hear. No wonder he lives surrounded by humans. They only knew true clay music. The conductor grimaces. He directs your attention to a crumbled brochure. It's for Maudlin's House of Small Comfort in Reach. Any company that weary Skyfarer needs, we shall provide. Anyone you can think of, those for rubbery persuasion, the company of the dead, even Clay Company. And the conductor taps the page. We shall see. Can we? I mean, it would have been better if I had done this before we were already in the south. We could have swung by Maudlin's, but we can do it on the way back. And I mean, he may not have grasped exactly how Maudlin's works, because it doesn't seem like that will actually help, but sure. 2 mirrors, 2 mirrors, 6 mirrors, no mirrors, no mirrors, 6 mirrors, no, still no mirrors, no mirrors, no mirrors, Jesus! Oh yeah, we have a dog. He is huge, he is enthusiastic, he is hairy, he wants very badly to help. I get 1 mirrors from my Voyager. Okay, great. I'm already at my maximum mirrors bonus. Let's stand for Parliament. Yay! The election is called. At least a few of the people bother going to the polls. Sigh. The votes are in. A toothless prospector stamps his foot as the numbers are read out. With barely any more support, Melusine Murgatroyd flounces off to invent something capable of properly expressing her annoyance, though it soon turns into some kind of automatic tea stirrer. You wait for your name to be called out. Sure enough, the people choose well. To a smattering of applause from a handful of the public who bothered to show up the vote, you rise from your chair to take your destiny. Accept your new role with grace. Accept your new role without any grace whatsoever. Much as it feels slightly on brand to say bask in the glory that is you, no, let's be reasonable. Begin your career at the floating parliament. Let's explore Lustrum, it might be depressing. Oh, it's this one again. Yeah, we have supplies to spare. We'll get like 10 sovereigns that bit, sure. Nothing exciting here. Selling seeds, don't really need them. Restock on fuel. And actually, I need to take a quick break, earlier than usual, and I might take another one later, but yes. I'll be back in a few minutes. And we're back. Hey everyone, sorry about that. As I said earlier, life just keeps on happening, doesn't it? I think next up we were heading to New Winchester to drop off some stuff and also advance our ambition. And we're going to cut through here where everything is awful, because, you know, why not? The main reason, of course, being we're pointed in that direction, so I guess this is happening. They've noticed me. And exploded. Lose terror, yes, that's the thing I can do. No, we are not stopping at Lustrum. We literally just left Lustrum, honestly, so yourself out, woman. If woman you be. Not sure where I was going with that, real. Well, these are some spectacularly unnerving noises. Good job, ambiance designers. And there's a scribe's monster. And we're heading right for it, so I guess we're having a fight. Oh, and Contango as well. Remember to dodge in the right direction. Dodge too late. Dodged in the wrong direction. Didn't dodge. So we're going terribly well. Let's loot this Katankai experience in the Sky Story. Oh, there's another one over there. I'm not fighting two Scrospins at once, but luckily I don't think it actually noticed me. Whereas this one looks like I'm going to have to fight because it's right at the way out. Or it could just have run away. It's hard to say. Let's keep moving. Oh, no, here it is. Now done. Dodged miles too late there, but luckily it missed. Oh no. I always forget they have that move. Which is a shame because they never stop having that move. Okay, that honestly could have gone a lot worse. We can loot, see, we could get stuff for the reserve, or we could loot some Bronzewood, and we want Bronzewood for Mr. Apples. And frankly, I'm more concerned with my crew's quest lines than with random side quests from the Nature Reserve. Got some Bronzewood. Desolation of Saliba. Apparently it's one of those start singing whatever words happen to be in front of you days. Taxi Scout. Yeah, this is more or less the way. Stop in and hand in some border ports. A victory hall. Staring at that chart for far too long, trying to work out the exact difference in distance between two incredibly similar routes. Then I realised I've heard too much planning and gave up. I'm going this way now. Crates. Love me some unexpected crates. See, if I'd planned a different route, would I have encountered those crates? Real genius hours up in here. Don't plan, get free gains. Really need to stop opening my chart with the same finger that I'm using for accelerate, because then there's that moment when we get off the chart and kind of have to lurch back up to speed again, and it bothers me, whereas if I do it with multiple fingers, we just go in seamlessly like that. Don't think about that last sentence too hard. Love it. Would you like some port reports? It's been a little while. 400 sovereigns, don't mind if we do. Tactics strength up to 90. So they're doing pretty well. Pretty well. And go! Ah, here we are again in the familiar sounds of New Winchester, and even more familiar sounds of me accidentally pressing the mouse button and shooting the shotgun into the air. I say air. Alright, this is just telling me about that factory in Lustrum, which I already know. Yes, before I do anything, I'm going to repair the hull, because I need that. I'll deliver these sapling knots and get 150 sovereigns. I'll hire on some crew. But also my ambition. Yes, because I found notes at my old friend's house that suggested she was meeting with the same captains who sent me her way in the first place. They never mentioned it. The seasoned captains, the plucky Baroness, the bedeviled Didact, the Master Citizen, and Spatchcock and Meg, have been assisting the earnest agitator with her investigation into the fate of the stars. But your friend has disappeared, and a mysterious fire claimed her lodging and research. Your attempt to find her has reached a dead end. By continuing her research, you might learn what happened. Inform the captains that you will be taking your friend's place this time they put their cards on the table. Their faces darken as you recount your experiences in London. Tolerable, the Master Citizen says, knuckles white around the stem of their glass. Of course we'll help, Meg grunts. The Didact leans forward, his narrow face grim. Understand that each of us only has a piece of the puzzle. Our mutual friend insisted on it. Only she would have the whole. She, and now, you. Indeed, we've each been pursuing a different strand of investigation, said the Baroness. Now, we'll share it with you. Perhaps you can help us pursue. Spatchcock is investigating the fire that follows. The Didact is investigating the politics of heaven. The Master Citizen is investigating the courtesy, and the Baroness is investigating how stars die. Okay. I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of words and story happening here. Further, the Didact research into the politics of suns. As we know, the suns, or more properly, judgments, are the regents and legislature of heaven. They establish the natural laws that govern existence. With the assistance of our friend and the Royal Society's admiral telescope, I've been able to formulate some initial observations. Firstly, that stars demonstrate social groupings. These have been classified into constellations and conjunctions. Constellations are small and local, comparable perhaps to kin groups or clans, a son's extended family, if you will. Conjunctions are rather grander. There are only a handful of them, perhaps 3 or 4. It's possible they're confederacies or nations. To say more, I require more detail, more data, observations on and relics of the heavens. 2 visions of the heavens and 2 otherworldly artifacts. Well, I've had to keep smashing my otherworldly artifacts to deal with my nightmares. Boo to that. I've got visions, haven't I? Don't think about that too much either. Talk to Meg about the fire that follows. The phrase was mentioned in the notes you retrieved from your friend's logic. Pretty sure it's a monster, Meg says, wiping her nose on her sleeve. A fire that's a monster. Did some asking around. If you want to know about a monster, ask another monster. That's what I've been doing. I've been told it's a living flame and it burns blue. Sound familiar? You remember the description of the mysterious fire that consumed your friend's logic? Yeah, our friend was afraid of fire. She always was a clever girl. Anyway, next on my list for a chat is Mr. Menagerie. He's harmless enough for a bat-faced aberration, but don't talk for cheap. 4 cage catches should help replenish his stock. Let me know when you're ready to go. I mean, is there any downside to taking her? You ready? We better take your engine. My name is presentable for entertaining. Remember, we need 4 cage catches to convince the old devil to talk to us. Meg whistles as she walks onto your locomotive. Very nice, very nice. Classy. She ensconces herself in a cabin. Mr. Menagerie moves about a lot. Old habit, I suppose. He leaves notes so you can find him. She pulls a dog-eared card from her inner pocket. It reads, "We go to the throne of the Hour King." I don't think the file follows the master. Servant. Or the hound. Maybe Menagerie can shed some light. Meg boards your engine. But 4 cage catches is a lot. And the Baroness in her examination to how sons die. She arranges to meet you at her family home, an elegant townhouse on the edge of New Winchester. Tea, port, and an array of biscuits await you in her drawing room. The Baroness helps herself to all 3. Let me bring you up to speed. I've been looking into what it would take to kill a son. We know 2 local sons have died, that of Albion and that of the Reach. Our dear earnest agitator and I were preparing an autopsy. She required a sample of, what would be the term, post-necrotic celestial tissue. Son's blood? Anyway, a sample of that from the remains of Albion's son. That leaves the Reach. She offers you a plate. More biscuits? Why not? They make a change from the awful fungal crackers you have to eat aboard your locomotive. But they're good, aren't they? As I was saying, I've ordered some specialized equipment from Portsmouth House. Unfortunately, they've run into complications during development. I put together some material that should help unstick them. She indicates a trunk of papers and components, but I imagine they'll need more if they're completed soon enough. Perhaps you can help. Travel to the Royal Society. We were just there. Just there. Aid the citizens' investigation into the courtesy. The phrase "the courtesy" appeared several times on the scraps you recovered from your friend's lodgings. The citizen is already immersed in an investigation. Unfortunately, I haven't got very far, they confess. It's a person, an organization, a process. My usual sources are ignorant, reticent, which is itself informative, of course. I suspect that the courtesy is not merely little known, but actively concealed. Conspiracy. And what's your next step? You should try a luck at Pan. It's a place where many secrets come to roost, and people there are willing to discuss topics others fear to. Let me know when you're ready to depart. Okay, so we can't take them because we've got Meg on board. That's fine. And we can't get rid of her until we've got 4 cage catches. So guess that's happening next. Anything else in the city? No. We are repaired. We have crew. Let's go to the shops. The circus wants ours. I have ours. They also want literature. Do I have literature? Well, even if I did, I should probably save it for the sun, because I've got that one open. Don't need any new equipment from here. I suppose I could buy a Britomart engine, but... restart. Put this bat in storage. I can sell my pneumatic mining. Actually, I'll put the pneumatic mining array in storage, because then, as and when we die, the next captain in our legacy can have it. Also, I said I have hours, and I've just realised I have 2 barrels of hours, and I will need those for the transit relay. I suppose I could buy more illustrative. Anyway, where next? So I have some stuff to deliver at the circus, but also, if I go to Port Haven, I believe... I think they sell bronze wood there. Do they sell bronze wood there, or do I have to go up north? Or is it in Trader's Wood? I could try and Trader's Wood, I suppose. Okay, let's head east. Don't spend too long planning. And by too long, I mean any time at all. Game stuttering something chronic. What was happening there? Are we going the right way? Yes. Occasionally this game just does not want to run smoothly. It's very annoying. And not brilliant for stream. And saying it out loud like that, I'm wondering if I can actually use stream as a kind of indefinite noun like that. Interesting. Welcome to my life, where I think far too much about the linguistics of everything that anyone says. And writes, and reads, and just all words. You want to know what it's like to be me, just every time you see a word, stare at it for several minutes. Hello, Porto. No. They've got cheap fuel. I mean, I'm never going to say no to 2 fuel for 20 sovereigns. That's always good. Get a port report. Anything else happening of actual interest? No. They want bronzewood. They don't have bronzewood. I mean, 295. I'm presumably whatever bonus I'm about to get. And more supply, okay, and more supplies and XP and well, okay, yeah, that's fair enough, I guess. They're selling souls, and they're also selling souls. But luckily, we have a ton of fuel and supplies, which actually makes it a good idea to go to Trader's Wood, because that is what we will need, that's what we'll need to mount expeditions in there. Yeah, still rocking the Pelennor. It's a good train. I am enjoying it. Considered changing to the Pedivere, the escort, but I haven't yet, and I'm getting very used to this, even if I do always think it's pointing in the opposite direction that it actually is. Of course, all these compliments about the Pelennor, I will still be dropping it like a hot rock as soon as I've got 6,000 echoes for the Agrabah, because that looks so nice. Why am I turning? This is... I'm heading east. That is where I'm meant to be going. Oh yeah, around the same... It's probably around the same time as the game was stuttering with bitrate. It's gone interesting, so... If there's any weirdness on your ends, please let me know. I mean, I don't know what I'll be able to do to fix it, but knowledge is good. Too fun. Close enough. Close enough. Don't need any more crew. Anything at the wood's edge? May gain a cage catch? Hello, yes, that is the thing I need. Fail. A trail of cloven hoofprints lead into the woods. Taking your sharpest gun as you track their anchor. Gloom turns to dark as you head deeper into the forest. Twigs snap beneath your feet as loud as breaking bones. The wood around you is entirely silent. How long has it been like that? There are fewer of you than there were. The stoker claims she can hear someone calling, but searching proves fruitless. Well, that happened. Can't do anything with them until I've actually gone on some expedition. Ah, that's a thing they wanted. The nature reserve wanted a mandrake repair. A grove of mandrakes grows on the outskirts of the wood. Their leaves reach out of the ground innocuously. Cotton is required for their mouths. Their brief screams carry on the winds. Something deeper in the woods screams back. Well, that's unsettling. Carrying on. And the sigil may be here? You follow the Tinkerer's instructions to the letter. A grove where hagswood bows under dappled starlight. A telescope of polished brass, a bowl of water. It is some hours before anything becomes visible in the sky as the starlight washes away. And then your navigator jogs your elbow. Pale and broken, a few marks of faded flame are briefly visible on the barren mound of the Regent's grave. You sketch out the outline of the sigils in thick pen, and then immediately douse your hands in the page in water. Yay, we found the thing, so that's another thing we can hand in when we get back to the Royal Society. Let's write a port report. That's, a thing we do as an enterprising sky captain in this world of tomorrow. Why did I feel the need to make that entire lack of joke? Should we mount an expedition? No, I don't want to risk 10 crew, because, God, if I lose them all, I'd be limping back to London to recover some of them. So a small expedition. Into the woods. You must decide what your expedition's destination is. Expeditions for outlandish artifacts are easier than Bronzewood. Occasionally, quests require you to choose a unique destination. But yes, they wanted us to go to Stuart's Font. Somerset scholars believe that the font will provide clues to the identity of the king in the Regent's grave. The scholars share, individually, what they know. Their transcriptions of the correspondence differ significantly, and they refuse to work together on a single translation. Still, it should be enough to get to the general area of the font. You gather your crew and make for the edge of the Whispering Wood. The scholars emerge from their tents to where you are. Thunder shakes the trees. Storm's nearing, the signaller says, drawing up her hood. Should we be out in this, Captain? At a risk, 100% chance of success. Work out, you're giving me mixed messages, game. Brandy is passed about in little flasks, until you have to remind people not to get rough and drunk in the middle of a thunderstorm. The going is quieter after that, and swifter. Eventually the storm passes. It begins to pour, the grey sky is angry. Your crew look desperate to make camp, and progress will be slow over soft ground. Perhaps this is an opportunity to recover some of your strength. Well, given that the only other option is just leave, no. A navigator discovers a hollow way running through a vast copse of blackwood. You can set a watch at both ends and light a fire without being seen from elsewhere in the wood. Your crew stay up late, swapping stories of old rulers and their various ends. Your sleep is as dreamless as death. Yet, see, my net result of this so far is just losing loads of terror, and I'll take it. Long shadows move through the silver trees ahead. There's a mournful howl. Someone sounds angry. The stoker tries to joke. A low growling comes from behind you. The beasts have your scent. 80% chance, 83% chance. Let's draw that. Damn, why did I do that? That was foolish. Beasts leap from the statues? Shadows. Your guns barely slow them. In the dark, you can only see snatches of the creatures ripping into your crew. It's probably for the best. Claws like meat hooks, splintered teeth like rocks on shore. Their howls and discordance are equalled by the screams of your crew. You're forced into a retreat, your fallen acting as a meaty distraction in your flight. The ground gives way to a bog, grey and fetid as a newly slain corpse. It burps lazily. The marsh reeds susurrate, growing in volume as you approach. There is English amidst the polyphony. Names. Yours and those of your crew. 48, 60. Yeah, let's find somewhere else. The wood extends for miles, but so too does the bog, as though it will want a river or a moat. It's hours before you find a passable clearing. A glade of emerald hue nestled between a copse of silver trees that shiver and sigh like consumptives. The trees whisper as you pass. They lie in a dozen languages, only half known to you and your crew. The discordant shivers beneath the boughs. Correspondence ignites wood that shrieks as though not meant to speak it. Wood burns and breaks. Passing is treacherous and slow. Eventually, however, you emerge. The tree line parts ahead. Enter the steward's font. Below the thundering white water, a cave is visible, just under the lip of the rock. You scale down the wet rock face and into the cave, several moments before your eyes adjust to the light. The cavern is not natural. The walls are covered with bronze wood and studded with Varotine gemstones, driven in too deep to remove. Distant starlight from the cave mouth reflects off the stones, filling the cave with radiance. Towards the back of the cave, you find a silver seal the size of a crown and a curved crescent blade. Correspondence is scored on the blade's battered metal. It's too large to move, but you record the sigils. Perhaps the modern scholars will be able to translate. You take the seal. 3 of our crew died. Well. So, who do we want to talk? Because whoever we talk to will probably take whatever we have as absolute rock-solid proof that they are correct. And you know what? Just the concept that we found the tomb of Inanna, I'm very behind, because that would be awesome. Choose the glasses to help translate the sigils on the side. It was a sword a minute ago. Why are we calling it a side now? She looks at you impatiently. Well, what did you find? You'll only be able to consult one scholar. They do not share their findings with rivals and guard their research jealously. Well, I got all of that from the scholar. She snatches the paper from your hands. A moment later, she laughs. It's a gift. An office of some kind, ceremonial, no doubt. The kings of Sumeria gave out offices to their favourites, usually at religious observances, just as their office came from the Queen of Heaven and the rest. She pauses. She goes for pen and paper. By the time she's finished, she looks concerned. I've never heard of this particular office. Tamer of the King's Bower. There's also a reference to the giggling place and directions. I'll mark on your map. Got some sovereigns. Got a new place to go. Got some XP. Exciting times. So, yeah, we can't talk to the others about the other thing at all. That's fine. Ah, they're selling bronze wood for cheap. In that case, I'll grab these. Unfortunately, I can't do Mr. Apples' thing while I'm here, because I do not have the crew anymore. Yes, and they sell regular bronze wood as well. All good, all good, all good. In that case, probably if we go to the circus, probably just go back to New Winchester and hire on some crew there. Or will it not have been long enough since I was last there? Oh, I'm gonna go back. Let's be sensible for once in our hubris-fueled lives. What's basically just ambient loops. The soundtrack in this game is really good. Probably said it already, but it continues to be true. I think I've gone the wrong way to actually dock a port even if I wanted to. So clearly I don't want to. I know, it's just around there. Oh well, it's not like there was anything to do there that we haven't done already. Yeah, there's absolutely Firefly vibes in a lot of the ambience of this. And just in general, to be honest. Definitely a shared thing. And, you know, I'm never going to complain about that. Given how many times I've watched that show and how many hours I've spent playing the board game. Point where, in an incredibly, as ever, caricature of myself move, I actually have a curated iTunes playlist that's just a kind of homemade soundtrack for the Firefly board game. Because that's what I do with my free time. Don't need to prepare. We came here for crew. We are too early. Damn it. That's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We can get our supplies back. And annoyingly, I don't know exactly when that 15 days will be up. Let's hand in some more reports while we're here. Ever so slightly run into a wall, but nobody noticed. Ah! I can get otherworldly artifacts here! That's the thing I can do. And I have so much gratitude to spend on it. And I kind of want to see what will happen if I trade favor to affect the balance of power, because I'm pretty sure that would get them to 100. Let's see. No, it's 91. But I do now have 95 reputation with them. Seriously, they love me. Yes, because that's the main part of spending it there, isn't it? Is gaining rep. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Where are we going to go? I think if we head down to Maudlin's, we had a thing there, and then maybe head probably down to Maudlin's, then back up, and by then they should have refreshed, and then down to the circus, and then phase 4 is, I think, what we are doing. And yes, that is sounding dangerously like a plan, so something's going to go terribly wrong, but we will not do those things. But as long as we go into it knowing that that's the system, so good. Yes, this is the way I want to go. Yes, this is the way I want to go. Standard move of open the map, work out your route, close the map, and realise you've not retained anything. Game, you are stuttering again. Cease. Well, cease the stuttering, don't just cease in general. Just before I tempt fate too much there. Oh, I should not have gone this way. See, this is what happens when I don't check the map every 8 seconds. Yes, it's a chart, because we use all the naval words. But anyway, literally nobody but me was busy being pedantic there. Oh, wait, I thought that was a... Once again, background rock strikes. Supplies for bronzewood? No. I have bronzewood. We lost some terror, so that's all good. Can't even remember who wanted to go to Maudlin's, but I remember somebody wanted to go to Maudlin's. Did we... Oh yeah, we didn't actually talk to our aunt after the party at Carolyn. Question: what was all that about St. Dunstan's? What got us so shaken up at Carolyn? When I was a gal, I used to do a bit of spying for the Crown. Now I'm out of the trade for years, but I couldn't help but overhear an intriguing conversation. People rarely pay attention to ladies of my age. She gives you a look as though daring you to disagree. They said revolutionaries helped our government conquer Albion. They mentioned a secret rendezvous at St. Dunstan's between 4 representatives of a new sequencer, a revolutionary, and 2 members of Her Majesty's government. I have to get to the bottom of this. It's my duty. She tilts her chin defiantly. I have a friend at Port Brothman who owes me a favour, and we can get lunch. Okay, that's fine. We'll have to head back that way for when we want to eventually go to Albion. All good, all good, all good. Although, you know, if you're that scandalised about there being revolutionaries in existence, maybe you picked the wrong train. Just saying. I was about to be like, you should have picked a different, and then I got hung up on the fact that I could never get a, there's no good gender neutral, at least in my opinion, term for niece/nephew, because like people say nibbling and I hate that word. Just putting it out there. Need moments of inspiration to get rid of my nightmares. Not great. We can recruit crew. That's good. Two free crew. Treat of terror. Aha! That's who wanted to go to Maudlin's. recruit a clay attendant for the clay conductor. The clay conductor wishes to know if they will perform the music of the clay choirs. The attendant cannot hide a small frown. Ah, we've not been asked for that in a while. Let me just go and touch the lads. You're invited to take a seat. The clay conductor is already expecting disappointment. Sometime later, the attendant returns with 3 weathered clay men. Their skin is cracked, craggy, their eyes are rheumy, clouded as pearl. They launch into song, eerie and low, redolent of drudgery and despair. The clay conductor leaves before they finish. They were clearly attendants in disguise, he tells you scornfully. You can see a thin facsimile like everything here. Yeah, well that's how modelling works. Should we spend some stuff on dropping some terror? Yeah, let's have a treatment for loneliness, because we've got the sequence to spare. He smiles, the practiced smile of an old friend offering comfort for their comrades' predictable misdeeds. That's my specialty when I'm on duty in the chambers. He begins to hum the tune of a popular ballad of a signaller falling from his locomotive unnoticed by his captain and drifting cold and dark. This way, do keep up. The attendant holds up a candle before 4 doors of mirrored glass. 4 of our staff are available today. Each has their own specialty. Their names are not yours to know, only their craft. He smiles suddenly, his teeth gleaming like links on a chain. You know yourself best. Who can tend your wounded heart? Whoever you need, you can find behind one of these doors. Do we want someone from our past? A very boring individual indeed. Someone who once meant a very great deal, or a former crewman. Let's have someone from our past. The leader of your former cell is waiting on the bed in the room, his dark hair bound up in a bandana. The years have left him more scarred, but he still carries his hook and pipe in his little black book. Suppose I can finally tell you a few names. He gives you a crooked smile. Maybe you're here for something a little more friendly like. Well, no more terror, that's good. Do a full report. Anything to be seen backstage? Share a drink. Unwinding after a guest is a necessity of life. An attendant dressed as Ellen Terry shares a brandy with you by the great fireplace. The flickering firelight gleams in the surrounding stained glass. She raises her glass in a toast. To all we could be. Does the host want anything? No. Okay, well, we established. Accomplished, that's the word I wanted, I think. And we got a few more crew. Still don't want to go to Faithful just yet, because losing 5 of these, like, you want to keep your crew at least at half. Otherwise, at least this is how it works in Sunless. I don't know if this is how it works in Skies, but I am not going to experiment if I can help it. If you have less than half crew in that, you are limited to half speed and lower maneuverability, and it's just like, no. Hard pass on that. If we go to the circus, they might have some people to recruit. And we need to go there anyway to deliver some goose costumes for geese. Although when I phrase it like that, as much as anything, it sounds like these are costumes for making geese look like geese. Which I'm reasonably sure they already do. Like, I haven't seen the geese, but if they didn't look like geese, I feel like we'd have more problems to begin with. Although, I mean, we've had the whole thing on how sometimes in the high wilderness you just make something that's kind of like what used to exist in London and give it the same name and go, yeah, close enough. Here is a homestead. Trade a sky story for supplies, that sounds like an excellent trade. Here is a marauder fighting someone, but also they're fighting me and they didn't even know it. Haha! Dear UC Blazingberg, you are saved. No need to thank me, please do. 24 whole sovereigns. Wow. Are you okay back there? You're meant to go around the rocks. I learned that eventually. Hello, Palmerian Plantains. Damn, it would have been great if I'd said that slightly later, so it was even to view while I say it. And then. Honestly, game, why must you make me look foolish like this? And then I was heading to the wrong island. Wow, it's all going so well over here, really undeserved. Let's dock. New arrivals. Would anyone like to come and work on my ship? And by work on my ship, I mean be sacrificed by a bat in the corpse of a god. Well, apparently they would. I think in universe I must have phrased that rather better. Free tickets. No, that's the wrong button. Port report. Port report, 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 report. Funny to me for some reason. Anyway, have your costumes. The pensive clown opens the crate of specially made costumes. He considers the twinkling stones as a wishful child might a star. In time, he nods and reaches arm deep into his novelty pockets to find your reward. He searches your face for a smile when he reaches too far and topples over. Sorry, I do not appreciate clowns. Generally. Ah, there's one more thing to do. 6 of rats, no supplies to the strong woman. Ideally, the strong woman's act is to lift unusual objects brought in by the crowd. Problem is, no one knows they're supposed to bring something. Ringmaster leans under his desk to pick up a fat bundle of posters. He drops them with a thud. We need these slapped all across the Ledbetter and Stainrod Nature Reserve at New Winchester. Well, those are both places I could go and was kind of going anyway. Ah, we've got the tickets. Let's attend a performance. The big top is filled. The audience chatters in anticipation when the lights dim and the ringmaster is drawn into the centre ring on his horse-drawn calliope, singing of the night's delights. The applause is rapturous. It just does feel nice to have built this up. Then come the acts. The magician appears suddenly from a puff of smoke, dazzling the crowd with his many amazing devices. The acrobatic twins swing from their trapeze, figures of perfect symmetry as they go back and forth. The pensive clown is heralded by his comedic geese, cuddles, and ruffles, who march in their finery before him. They honk as he juggles them, and the audience collapses into laughter. And is that a fire? If that's not a conscious Firefly reference, I will be amazed. And then also there's the strong woman bit, which still isn't going great, but we can fix that too. 3 sky stories and a vision of the heavens. Yeah. Good returns. Anyway, let's go sacrifice some people. See, they want hours. I can buy more hours at Lustrum, and they're only like 80 when I buy them there, as opposed to getting 155 each here. Making the money. Getting the thing. Oh, there's no Brunswick here too. Okay. Now we have a lot of Brunswick and full crew. So let's go to Faithful, shall we? We're in the right area at all. See, didn't plan, and then I did plan, and things didn't go to plan, but now everything's perfect. Which is in itself a kind of things not going to plan, because we never planned for these things to be this good, because we didn't plan them. And thus the system continues to work. If you accept that things aren't going to go to plan, then you just need to expand the scope of what things not going to plan means, to include the plan going well. If you didn't plan for it to go well, you accept that it's not going to go to plan, then it's probably going to go well. And then sometimes I just open my mouth and words come out. Back into my favourite area. Don't love it. Oh, and there's nostalgia going around. We're having a compulsory knees up, god dang it. The knees up failed. Increased terror, lose supplies. Boo. Boo indeed. I'm mostly just looking at the chat now, because I don't really want to look at anything on the screen. I'm looking at the train out of the corner of my eye so that I don't run into walls, but beyond that... I say that and then immediately look and... Oh, and then a whole bunch of unpleasant fungus looms out of the chat. God bless transparent textures. Just take me to this god corpse so that I can do an insufficiently described ritual already. Oh, and there's going to be squid trains here around there, and I might actually have to fight one for once. That's a squid train! Oh no, it's just a regular marauder. Well, in that case I have saved you from being squid colonized. Congratulations. And we got some gossip. There's a Sakti scout fighting a squid train. No, wrong way. UCE Constantinople, although I fear it might not be flying under that name anymore. No, no, don't shoot me! Why are you shooting me? Why are you driving into me? I mean, that was partly my fault because I still can't dodge in the correct direction. Also, stop screaming, you're so loud! You're making very loud noises and nobody is enjoying them. Well, I'm not enjoying them, and that's the important part. Okay. Their stolen home bursts open under your gunfire. Thousands of wriggling guests spill into the night, glistening like the ooze from a blister after it was lanced. And just as I thought this area couldn't get more gross, it's got more gross. So these are what guests are, okay? Because I was told to get gas ligaments. The phlegmatic researcher in the Leadbetter and Stainrod Nature Reserve does not know what is requested of you. You see it done. In the ruins of the locomotive, crippled by the shrapnel that was once the hull, you find two of the guests in a weakened state. With a well-whetted saw, you slice them apart before returning to your locomotive with your bounty. Okay, so at least we know what they're called now, and surprisingly, officially it's not squid trains. This journey has taken up rather more of my fuel than I would like. But here's Faithful, everyone. Assist the Chiropterous Hoarder with its collection. Chiropterous Hoarder seems genuinely overjoyed to be here. There is much to be done. The Hoarder hurries a handful of your crew across that monstrous carcass, its instructions giving rhythm to their labour. They build in concert with its directives, sawing bronzewood, scaffolding the walls. An unlucky number is ordered into the sigil-rotted cavities of the messenger corpse. The gland, bubonic as a citrus fruit left to swell without light, gold blue when lamplit. If you have eyes, you will not miss it, growls the Hoarder. Half return. Well, that's honestly more than I expected. Bedraggled, slick with sweat and mucus, they report that they found the gland the Chiropterous Hoarder sought. Unfortunately, it was nothing but a worm-eaten clot of ossified tissue that they brought home. Almost worthless, rasped the Hoarder softly. Curator does not seem without hope. Speak to report your engine. Lost Bronzewood, lost 3 crew, which could be a lot worse. And now we leave. I still need to talk to the Clay Conductor as well, don't I? He was unimpressed by the music at Maudlin's. Should you be looking elsewhere for other candidates suitable for a clay fire? The Clay Conductor is going through his suitcase. The urn lies on the floor. We used to talk and work well together, he tells me. Really appreciated, but we got paid. He unearths a sheaf of pages. We wrote our own music. If I could just find someone capable of the harmonies again. He begins to rifle through the sheets, his lips move with the notes, one large finger chasing the key changes across the pages. He starts as he remembers you're still in his cabin. Forgive me, Captain. His voice is a little thicker than usual. I'm afraid I'm going to take the afternoon off. He will need a little time. Okay. But I can look in on him. The Clay Conductor is carrying out his duties with drive, if not success. The crew are complaining of excessive grumpiness. You find him in his cabin. The conductor offers a brief apology and nothing further. I'm sorry, Captain, I'm just not in the mood for conversation. He closes the door after you. Okay, we'll give you some time. So, Mr. Apples. Ask him about other glands. Fate's fault could have been his only chance. The universe is too massive for such small despairs to be true. The Chiropterous Hoarder has gouged its frustration onto the walls. The marks are an inch deep at least. At your question, it glares and claws a fresh shape onto an unmarked section of its quarters. Another messenger calls, its necrosis somehow captured in a few immaculate scratches. The House of Rods and Chains, it growls. If we went there, I'm sure we'll find another gland. If not, I will dig through its necrotizing flesh until agony causes it to fruit another just to make it stop. Love it. The Chiropterous Hoarder wants to travel to the House of Rods and Chains in Eleutheria. You'll need an unlicensed chart, or 2 visions of the heavens. Well, visions of the heavens I have. So many of them. Okay, so, now, let's leave. That's really the part of this expedition I'm most looking forward to, is leaving and going back to a civilized place that isn't covered in fungus. Eventually we're going to have to come back through this way again, because this is where the Eleutheria transit relay is, I think. I think we saw it on the edge of the map one time. I could be wrong. I kind of hope I'm wrong. By the by, have I mentioned how this is gross? Because this is gross. Although that one looks like macaroni, so, you know, it's less bad. But the majority of this is just unalloyed gross. What? What did I hit? Did I get... Also, the splashing noises are back. And I like the splashing noises even less in this environment. Ah! No, 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 thank you, no. Colonize Canta... No! Ah! No, running away, running away, running away. Ah, it's chasing me. Oh. Okay, now I hate the splashing noises even more now that I know what they are. Ah. This is me running away. We're going back to New Winchester, where that doesn't happen. Ah. So in conclusion, I didn't much care for that. And, you know, all we really got out of the journey was 3 people dead, and we got to pull an unspecified gland out of an angel's corpse. You know how it is. Oh, we have structural damage. 67%, 83% chance of just doing it myself. I'm good at things. Yeah, see? I'm great at things. And I got a vision of the heavens out of it. Didn't actually fix the critical damage, but that'll sort itself out once we get to the new register. And by that'll sort itself out, I mean I'll pay somebody money to sort it out. Which really, what else is... Is there another way that things get sorted out in this day and age? This day and age, of course, being the 4th of February 1906. And we made it. Nothing unpleasantly fungal happened ever again. Slightly bounced off the wall, but it's fine. It wasn't. We weren't moving fast enough for it to actually do hull damage, and we can get repairs. And we can put up a flyer. You post your flyers on top of posters for productions of Odin's Horse and the revival of the Painted Youths of Somerset, a merry farce. Whether the public will take notice is anyone's guess, but you've done your job. And in advertising, that's all you can. Let us hire crew. Said 2 or 3. I was really hoping for 3. Ah well. I'm sure we'll be able to fill that space. Wow, like all the stuff that was taking up space in our hold is actually being got rid of, so we have a lot of space. I'm gonna start trying to keep a slightly higher level as default, if only so that, like when I go to do a feast for the cult, we'll have the supplies for it and stuff like that. Have some port reports. Oh, that's what we were meant to do in New Winchester as well. Well, can't be bothered to turn around now. Let's go to the nature reserve, and then on the way back, when I stop in New Winchester, I can give the artifacts and visions of the heavens to one of the captains of the Bedeviled Didact to advance his research. I can't remember which one his research is. It's not the file that follows. It's not the politics of heaven. That's it. People ask me why I enjoyed going to Albion so much. I think largely it's because never once there I had to deal with aggressive animal colonies infested by aggressive fungal colonies. And really, I was thinking that was a low bar for my standards for the day, but apparently we can't even hit that here. Oh, hey, wreck of the polyhedron. And this when I'm wearing a San Francisco Lovers shirt. Outstanding. Why roll failures? No. Crew die. Gain terror. Gain sovereigns. Boo. Well, I'm back down to 10 crew again. Which, I don't know, makes the whole half hour or so a bit of a wash. Apart from personally traumatizing me. Because that was certainly an accomplishment that it had. That button did not do what I kind of thought it did. It's all good. It's all good. It's possible that no button does what I was trying to do there. So I should stop trying immediately. Hi, I found 2 of your things. It was only semi-intentional. Mostly things kept attacking me. Yeah, no, you are right, Stretch, actually, because, the tension. Thank God for this. Quite, tight-field mic, so you couldn't hear the exciting array of noises that just emanated from my shoulders. As is the way. There's some terror. Get a port report. Okay. Export verdant encouragement. Highly effective fertilizer is unnecessary in the region. This is heinously expensive besides, but they're better than staying £1 a buyer. No, they just need someone to deliver it. Oh, right, so I advanced the guy's research the first time and he made sapling knots, which now I can export. The second time he made fertilizer, which now I can export. Oh, let's just take it to New Winchester. And I can take sapling knots at the same time to Port Prospect, where we'll need to go anyway. And we put up a flyer. Parents and children enter a fierce debate about the limits of human strength. Straight? The limits of human strength. Dear heart, no one can lift an asteroid. But she's the strongest. She could lift anything. Captains aren't loving being export workers for the company, which is fair. But hey, they pay me. Anyway, would you like some gasoline ones? The butchering was somewhat traumatic, but science must march on. Yeah, that was all somewhat traumatic. You're thanked for your efforts and asked to wait while the company sorts out your awards. It might be a couple of days. The phlegmatic researcher invites you to a picnic lunch. A morning glass of brandy has widened his smile. You've brought me proof of an old theory of mine, he says, offering you a ham sandwich. He declines to explain further. Also, I have this mandrake. And I could, in theory, have got the scribe spinster pen, but I wanted some brunswick instead. Thank you for your efforts to do the thing. An envelope from the phlegmatic researcher is dropped off at your locomotive. Your reward is contained within, along with a few words apologising for not receiving you in person. The mandrake sang a song that reminded him of boyhood. He's still in bed, recovering. Got the money, got the XP, do the thing. Get to work. What is he currently studying? That will be revealed in time. Okay, sure. Go to the Idyll, go to take a quick trip to the reserve, get some sky stories, and nice things. What do I have at the shop here? Cheap chorus nectar. What prospects have I got going at the minute? Literature for the Sun, hours for the circus. Oh, okay, let's just get moving again. Stretch yourself and add your own foley. Yeah, that's... Look, let's synchronize it, and I will stretch in 3, 2, 1. And there. Hopefully you can get the full experience that way. Because, you know, synchronizing audio over stream is so easy and painless, and everybody can do it perfectly. Never been a problem in any situation. Anyway, we've done the last thing for the circus, so let's go back to New Winchester. And then Circus Way, and then probably back to Albion. And also, at Winchester, we have to hand in the thing called Free Nectar. Full experience achieved. Excellent. Glad it worked. Yeah, this is now officially an ARG. Yeah, sorry, did you think I hadn't been including coded messages in every episode so far? I mean, I haven't, but I wish I had. Sounds very me. I mean, I literally still have a steganography puzzle saved on my computer that nobody has ever solved. For clarity, I wrote it. I haven't just found the mysterious unsolved puzzles on the internet. This is not going to turn into a Pacific Northwest Stories podcast. Wow, casual there. Oh no, the dog. You hear a disturbance and... oh dear, it must be the dog again. The baritone percussion of his barking echoes through the locomotive. There's a pressing question to consider. Where is the noise coming from? Oh, it's the driver's cabin. Someone whoops from there, in the direction of the driver's cabin. The locomotive shudders and shakes like a racehorse on the cusp of their last great adventure. You enter to find the driver strapping goggles to the inadvisably big dog. He won't leave, the driver shrugs, scratching behind an ear. And since he won't leave, I decided he might as well be properly equipped. It was an effort to get him to sit still, and he's showing no sign of leaving. Steer the dog out by his goggles, or make a spectacular distraction outside. Let's pull him out. It's also a remarkably clumsy process. Gentle tugs, nothing that might cause discomfort, but eventually you succeed at guiding him out of the driver's cabin. But the most important question... his art hasn't changed, having goggles on. What was the point of this game? Fail better, why would you do me like this? I can only assume that when Sovereign Edition comes out in a fortnight, the dog will have goggles as God intended. I'm not encouraging my followers to just anonymously tweet Fail Better Games Goggle Dog will be riot, but... Another 100 sovereign. New. I suppose I could get them up to 100. I've got enough gratitude. I'm not using it for anything else. Up to 99. And I'm now loathed by the Windward Company. They're probably going to start shooting at me soon, aren't they? Oh, it can go above 100. Well, this whole experiment was pointless. But we are beloved by the Tactics, and our reputation is zero with the Windward Company. They could not hate me more. I'm sure this is not going to cause me any problems in the future whatsoever. Whatsoever. Anyway, let's go and learn about the politics of heaven, shall we? And also, can we hire crew? Nah, it's too soon. Have some fertilizer. Why bath you with wings? Am I missing something here? Gain some sovereignty, some XP. We not deliver sapling knots as well? Oh no, they were to put prospect. Ignore me. Deliver my findings to Bedeviled Didact. You visited his tiny corner office at the university, piled with books and grotesque curios. Pushing a stack of work off the desk, he turns immediately to your materials. You leave him to it. A week later, he calls you back to discuss his findings. He serves you black, sweet tea, the cup and saucer rattling in his shaking hand. All study of the suns is difficult. The judgments are vast, ancient, beings of incomprehensible complexity. Any investigation is also an act of translation, rendering their concerns and structures into analogies we can comprehend. Nevertheless, I believe that I better understand the conjunctions that divide them now. Imagine vast nations founded on philosophy, not geography. Just because, yeah, that makes sense. There are three primary... No, I'm not helping him out. That's not what you do with people with stutters. This has been your PSA. If you know somebody with a stutter, stop doing that. Unless they ask you to do that. I have tea. I can wait. Conjunctions. The chrysanthemum conjunction are concerned with inception, with beginnings and newness. Their counterparts, the amaranthian conjunction, leaving culmination and bringing things to completion. And the Nepenthian conjunction advocates separation, distinction, isolation, the raising of barriers, and the drawing of borders. He frowns. They do not get on. And we can't take him on a research trip because we took the peg and we didn't realise we could only take one at a time. Oh, but he wants to go to the Blue Kingdom, which I absolutely am not going to at the minute. Not for some time, I would imagine. I don't think I've ever actually been there. Because, yeah, like I say, we're pretty much further than I've ever seen in this game, so. Okay, so where next? We're up to 3,000 sovereigns. That's halfway to Agrabane. Oh. Ah, we have given him enough time. I mean, it mentions the clay conductor, so I assume that's the thing. There is a tentative knock at your cabin door. Opening it, you find one of your more gregarious junior Sunless. I've been going through the crew records, she tells you. I found something interesting. It's the anniversary of the conductor stepping from the stone. The crew want to mark the occasion with a little shindig. Is she suppressing a grin? You know what? Let's have a party. That's the kind of thing we do on this ship. We make bad decisions, we have parties, and sometimes the parties are bad decisions. The clay conductor will hate it, but it'll be good for him, and his relationship with the crew. He'll be on hand to supervise. The signaler's face falls. You're a 10. I wasn't expecting. I mean, I'll get started right away. Together, you prepare the galley for a celebration. You convince your cook to fetch the better brandy and to make something a little special. When the hour arrives, you lure the clay conductor in. To everyone's surprise, he stays. He makes painful small talk with your stokers and drinks far too much of the punch. Your crew regard him like a talking bear, but everyone's polite. While your crew are engaged in a game of poker that will definitely require disciplinary action later, the conductor tracks you down. He babbles earnestly about Achilles and Eleutheria, and the clay men who work for the Murgatroyd Company. He would very much like to visit. Okay, we spent supplies, but we lost Terra, and now we know that he wants to go to Achilles, where the Vagabond also wants to go. Maybe I'll be going to Eleutheria sooner rather than later, depends just how many quests, just like everyone saying immediately, take me to Eleutheria, do it now. Now. It's one of those phrases that you can't say without the urge to do a bad Schwarzenegger impression, isn't it? Or maybe that's just me. Always possible. We are going the right way, yes, because we're going to the circus, because we put up the flyers, and that was the last of the 4 things you asked me to do, Ringmaster. It's been some time, but we may actually have made your circus a success. I mean, it already sounds like it's moderately successful. But now, it will be even more successful. I decree. And I'm a captain and an MP. I'm allowed to make decrees. I'm a captain and an MP, and my first officer is definitely not a princess, no sir. I mean, I'm also a dangerous revolutionary, but let's not talk about that. I contain multitudes. Would anybody like to come work on my ship, and this time we won't send you into an angel corpse to die? See, I say I'm going to send you into an angel corpse to die, and you come, and then I say I'm not, and you don't. It's just... well, you people have strange tastes, and I'm not sure I want to work with you. Free tickets. Port report. Go behind the tents. Tell the strong woman her flyers are posted. You deliver the news while she's in the middle of her training. She puts the dumbbell down with exquisite form and fetches you a reward from her tent. Here, she says, wiping sweat from her brow with her forearm. I hope they'll bring something interesting. I really miss being surprised. She smiles wistfully and returns to lifting her weights, keeping up a running commentary on the things she saw last time their act was popular. That's everyone. Let's go back to the main circus. Oh, we can recruit a group from the circus. From the circus itself as well. Well, I don't know if they run off the same counter, so first of all, let's attend a performance, shall we? The big top is filled. The audience chatters in anticipation. When the lights dim and the ringmaster is drawn into the center ring on his horse-drawn calliope, and yes, I'm going to read this all, singing of the night's delights, the applause is rapturous. Then come the acts. The magician appears suddenly from a puff of smoke, dazzling the crowd with his many amazing devices. The acrobatic twins swing from their trapeze, figures of perfect symmetry as they go back and forth. The pensive clown is heralded by his comedic geese, cuddles, and ruffles, who march in their finery before him. They honk as he juggles them, and the audience collapses into laughter. The strong woman asks the crowd if they've brought anything for her to lift. They cheer as a group of 10 attendees struggle to wheel out a wagon full of crates and barrels. Not only does she lift them all in turn, she overturns the wagon single-handedly at the end. Rapturous applause. Yeah. Oh, okay, it doesn't run off the same time. Oh, can we get any crew here? Okay, we can hire some carnies. Does the ringmaster have anything else to say now that we've put on a fantastic performance? Oh, I didn't actually look at this before, so if we go into the big top while there's not a performance on. The echoing silence of the empty tent is undercut by something just out of earshot. A buzzing almost. You travel to the giant obelisk to one side of the port, and the noise, the sensation only gets louder. The obelisk is covered with giant, indecipherable symbols. As you touch it, you being here feels right on some deep, primal level. All thoughts of travel melt away. There's a place for you here. Are you meant to be amongst the grease paint and the sawdust? You quickly pull your hand away. The itch recedes. Yeah, the circus, it's a disease. Okay, so I really expected there to be some kind of big change once I'd done everything. Huh. Grab some supplies while I'm here. Or is it just now a nice, free, repeatable way of getting some sky stories and visions to the heavens? Okay, so if we swing back, probably go via Maudlands to Port Prosper. Or maybe we'll go try and go below Maudlands, because it looks like there's a route there. I'm doing the thing again, aren't I? Let's just venture boldly into this unmapped wilderness, because I think there's probably a passage there. Yes, I am still watching the Terror. So yes, I know all the ways this could end badly. And really, doing it in space, there's even more ways this could end badly. But we're doing it. Really, this is a terrible idea, but we're doing it, is the mentality of the Royal Navy in general, and also every explorer ever, I guess. Your detection ranges seem wildly inconsistent, Marauders. Luckily, you can detect me, but you can't detect that rock you're stuck behind. Get wrecked. The Riddlebird, that's a good name for a ship. I like that. There is not a third season of the Terror. I think it's been renewed for a third. No, I'm watching season 1 at the minute. We only just recently got it over here. Yeah, we've only got we've just recently got season 1, and we don't have season 2 at all. I mean, yes, there's probably ways we could watch it with sufficient dedication. But here we are. That is a dead end. Yeah, oh, whoa. Heading straight for me. Heading straight for me at great speed. Dead. The 3 genders. Yeah, we don't have cannery equipment. So let's just take experience in Sky Story. Tiny amount of experience, so it hardly seems worth it. Here we are, Glory's Cross. Apparently there's treasure over there. Map, you promised me treasure. That's 3 hours. I'll need those. Because I completely forgot that if we're heading back to Albion, I will need hours to pay for it. What? Tacties? Why are you attacking me? Why are you being attacked? That wasn't funny. I mean, if you wish to start a fight, I will cheerfully finish it. Wait. Completely forgot which of my buttons did once. And now I've forgotten words. Scrap and scuttle it and get some repairs. Why? Why did you start a fight with me? The Tacites love me. I was just mining some free hours, but no, you had to start a fight about it. Now you're all dead. And also we use some of your train to repair our train, which I think means we now own part of your soul. I'm not convinced this was the direction to turn. Oh no, no, no. Grab me immediately. I'm starting to notice our fuel levels, and they're not great. Anything interesting around here that we might not see? Ow. What do your allies see? And yes, I will keep making that joke. There's treasure up that way. That looks like there's a passage. Looks like there's also horror, so, you know, we'll see something interesting. Why market them as horrors when they could just be, you know, educational tourist destinations? Whoa, you're new. What are you? What are you? Should I be going after you? So many questions. Am I about to shoot you? Yes. Except you move. Frankly rude. Hello. Well, that went honestly remarkably well. A bull cantankerite. This bull was a king of its kind, an isopod with the dimensions of an elephant, sheathed in layer upon layer of semi-calcified armor plates, all wrapped around the temperament of an embittered badger. Now it's removed from muscle and shell. Money or otherworldly artifacts? I mean, we can get money anywhere. Something as common as money. Our aunt is no Grandpa George. No. Bull cantankerite are aggressive, and once roused, will bash themselves against a foe until either it or they are dead. During the battle, it's not unusual for fragments or belongings of their victims to become wedged in the bull's carapace. The thing you pull free from this one is ancient, inexplicable. Perhaps use will present itself. And there are crates here which are going to contain fuel. No, they contain supplies in a trap. Oh, and I've taken structural damage. This is great. This is not great. This is not great. There's something to interact with up there. Don't know what. Kind of busy. No, that was stupid. Why did I do that? There's presenting your opponent with a broadside, and then there's, you know, ramming your broadside directly into their face. Salvaging parts, because we're taking some structural damage, so I hear splashing noises. I do not wish to hear splashing noises. The War of Fossils. See, this is the kind of thing we find when we actually explore. When settlers arrived in the Reach, miners flocked to this frozen rock, lured by the promise of hours stored in its core. An eruption of cantankerite has left it in its current mangled state. A makeshift graveyard stands at the lip of the rock, a memorial and a warning. Pay your respects and light the lanterns. Lanterns doused by the sleet mark the ramshackle graves. Relighting them would commemorate the dead, but might disturb any cantankerite that still slumber here. Now we'll be fine. See, it's fine. You're able to dig out a dozen or more lanterns from the muddy sleet. You find tinder to light them and rope to lash them to posts that mark the graves. Some of the posts are marked with black crosses, indicating a member of the Windward Corps of Overmen and Shotfirers. A stoker sings a brief dirge like hymn. Terror has fallen, Tacites love us, all good. Let's leave. No, 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 no. There's a horror marked on the map, and I'm assuming the horror that's marked is more of fossils. The horror that is actually horrifying is over there. And I am going away from it. Yes, that taxi... Oh, no, it's not a taxi scout, it's infested by guests. Why is everything here so gross? I hate it. So we explored, and we found some things that were interesting and kind of profitable, and many things that were terrible and just hateful. And now we're going to Port Prosper because we're here, and then we're going to Albion, where none of this happens. Anyone else remember when none of this happened? It was great. Yes, most of my quests now want me to go to Albion or Eleutheria. What is apparently aggroing me? I don't have assaying. I never did. I will stretch when I get to port and not before. And here we are again, Port Prosper, where they sell fuel, which really, thank God for that. And the Mornington Aberthat spam, which I'm amazed in view of that, and its amazing name doesn't lower our tariff. An unexploded shell. An engineer has made an alarming discovery. An undetonated shell from a recent battle has penetrated your hull and lodged in a cavity under the plating. It's still there, buried in a nest of pipes. So we can leave it alone and just chance it, or try and summon ourselves. Bad decisions paid off lovely. Very carefully you extract the shell, prepare it to a hatch, and give it to the skies. As you steam away it explodes with a flash and a crack, pretty as a Jubilation Day firework in the rear windows. See, we're good at things. That's it, we had the luck of the Mornington Aberthat spam behind us. And we made it to Port Prosper and we're not dead. Let's make a port report. Let's deliver some sapling knots. Oh yes, our aunt wants to come to Port Prosper. Ah. We are not nearly square enough, because we don't have a reputation with the West Enders. And we don't have establishment credentials. I wonder if I have any officers that will give me extra establishment affiliation. Please say yes. Bohemia is fortunate navigator's establishment. He knows what he's about. And none of these good establishments, but that should be enough. Yeah. They've yeah. Voices. I do those. They've requested we meet at the Admiral Nelson, your aunt says. You'll need to keep the right company to get in. He won't admit just anyone, she says proudly. Well, we're suddenly very establishment and everyone loves us. Look at the Fortunate Navigator. Don't look at me, I'm a dangerous revolutionary, but look at my friend who is awesome. And wears a suit. You are led to your table. Your aunt examines the menu with a critical eye. Ginger snaps, she exclaims. Goodness me. You cannot tell if this is a good thing or not. At last, an older lady joins you. She introduces herself as a countess. This is the last time, she says to your aunt. You're not to contact me again. The St. Dunstan's rendezvous concerned the murder of a son, the countess says, frowning. There were 4 attendants. The chaplain of the new sequence, February, Her Majesty's Privy Councillor, and Her Majesty, the Queen. She rises and thrusts what looks like a Christmas card into your aunt's hand. before walking away swiftly. Okay, so the new sequence, the Calendar Council, and the Queen herself were working together on this. It makes sense. When you're killing a sun, you do tend to bring in every gun that's available. We will just take in a show quickly. Oh, I thought we'd lose some terror. We didn't. Well. For 55 sovereigns each, I will totally buy some cheap hours. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, keep on moving. Talk to our aunt. Quiz your aunt. What's she got involved with? What's this with the Christmas card? One tick, dearie. Just looking for... Aha! A clink of glass. Your aunt rises from an open suitcase, clutching a dusty bottle of brandy. We've got to get to Pan in Eleutheria. That's where February is, though she wasn't February when I knew her. She was my opposite number back in... She wants answers. February is on the Calendar Council, the revolutionary leadership. The Christmas card will get us into Winter's Reside. Your aunt brandishes the bottle. She has a fondness for brandy. I've been saving this for if I ran into her again. Should get us into her good graces. She'll be able to tell us what went on at St. Dunstan's. Okay, so you also want to go to Eleutheria. Everybody wants to go to Eleutheria. Why no one ever asked how go to Eleutheria? That wasn't a good joke. See, meme poison. We're going back to Albion, where nothing is fungal. Actually, I'm going to double check my jump. Oh, and I will reassign the princess. No, don't talk. I don't want to talk to the princess. I want to reassign the princess. Oh, this isn't technically a station, so I can't reassign. Ah, well. So, need 4 cage catchers, and to go to the Royal Society for that. Need to find Mr. Menagerie, who is somewhere. Oh, but also I need the cage catchers to talk to him in the first place. Need to go to London and the Well of the Wolf. Need to go to Hostrop Deep, somewhere in Albion. Endurance. Got more stuff to do at Traitors Wood. Got payment to pick up at the Nature Reserve. That'll wait. Eagle's Empyrean, which is in Eleutheria. I'm doing errands to assist. I've done all the errands to assist the circus. Maybe I have to wait and come back. I don't know. I want to go to Achlis. Bunch of stuff in Carolyn. Got more things to export back to the Reserve. Go to Achlis. Do stuff with Brabazon. Get hours on a permanent field office of work. Let's go to Pan. Go to the House of Rods and Chains in Eleutheria. Back to the Abbot Horizon. Back to the Abbot Horizon. Back to the Clockwork Sun. Back to the Clockwork Sun with 3 permits. Back to the Royal Society. Parliament. And that will sort itself out. I can't be bothered. Okay, so it sounds like we're going back to Parliament and the Royal Society. Present yourself to customers. We have nothing to declare. Did you honor the stretch promise? I've been working on something. I am not following. Did I stretch when I got to port? No, I did not. You are correct. This has been the People on the Internet Tell Me to Do Self-Care hour. Yes, no, I got the Work is just means work. Yeah, that is cool. Travel to Albion, second class. Oh yeah, that's a point. I'll probably need a permit to get to Eleutheria at all. So I don't know how I'll get that. I haven't been to a transit relay to Eleutheria. I should do that. Anyway, let's zap ourselves across the skies. Back to Albion, where nothing is fungal and it's great. Okay, so we're there. You know what? I'm not going to decide where to go because it is nearly 5 o'clock. And that means it's time for me to finish for today. That's fine. I will have saved when we went through the relay. So, now it's time for the wrap-up. Thank you everyone who watched. Thanks so much for staying to the end. It means a lot. Thank you if you bullied me into taking care of this body. That, you know, what has it ever done for me? Weird mood there. Okay, yes, if you've been watching this, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, SERASENT, and I am streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time. I forgot what country I live in. 2 PM British time, that's 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific, other time zones are available. My body moisturizes my eyes, so there's one of the benefits. Yeah, but my eyes are broken anyway. If you miss any of the stream, the VODs will all be up on the Twitch for 2 months afterwards. For everything else, if you go to my YouTube, also at Serasent, I am uploading all of my VODs there as I get the chance. If you've enjoyed this, please, you can you can subscribe to the YouTube to get notified when I put new VODs up. You can follow the Twitch to get notified when I'm live. If you feel me getting grossed out by fungus is worth your money, you can, of course, cheer or sub to the Twitch, but you very much don't need to. Just turn up, be chill. It's all good here. For any updates on the stream or anything else I'm doing, or just be shouting about Eurovision a lot, that will increase in the coming weeks. You can check me out on Twitter at Waruce, that's WARUCE. And if you want to see me in other streams, you can catch me every Saturday night at 6:30 PM Eastern, that is 11:30 British time, because I have a fractious relationship with sleep. Catch me on twitch.tv/The Playhouse, that's TheBardsplayhouse, catch me there, where I am playing in a Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Fall of London Chronicle. It's a lot of fun. We are just about to have some kind of dramatic flashback, which is getting in the way of me having a good, honest fight. Sleep misses you and wants to try again to make it work. Well, we'll see about that. This won't mean much if you're on the YouTube, because it probably will have already happened. But on May the 15th, that is a week Saturday, I will be on twitch.tv/IdleMichael, that's IDLEMICHAEL, with Michael Fox, good friend of the stream and personal friend, and occasional lurker, where I will be participating in the second edition of his Cowboy Ludological Delights game show. The first one was a lot of fun, and the second one, you know, will have me on it, and thus be even more fun for me. And did I say when that is? Oh, I am Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place again, but it's twitch.tv/idlemichael, 7 p.m. British time, Saturday the 15th. That is 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Other time zones aren't sponsoring me, so I don't have to mention them. I mean, those time zones aren't sponsoring me either, but they're just the two that I have to say. Okay. And that has taken us nicely to 5 o'clock of just me rambling and forgetting my own wrap-up. So, I think we're done. Love you all, and I will see you again on Thursday. Bye-bye.